Hey guys, I'm here with Tony, who is the owner of this beautiful and yellow 1968 Chevy Corvette Convertible, and I'm thinking about buying a Chevy Corvette for our channel so that we can create some content around it. We've owned pretty much the C4, the C5, the C6, the C7, the C8, which only leaves us with the C1, the C2, and the C3. So now we're here looking at the C3. So Tony, tell me about this car, because you've owned it for a year, but it came out of a garage barn in '92?
It was stored in '92 in a garage. It came out of the garage a few years ago.
Okay.
Hasn't run since '92. I got it running, did a lot of suspension work to it, pretty much got it in this shape. The previous owner painted it this color, it wasn't the original color, and put a top on it.
Yeah, so we were looking at the paint job, and if you come over here, Cole, especially over here, you can see that like there's overruns here. It's kind of hard to see in the yellow right there. There's some bad patching. It's a pretty bad paint job.
It is probably the worst paint job I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean, but if you stand back here.
Yeah, if you stand 10 feet away from it, which is what we need for video production, but it's maybe a step above a rattle can.
Yeah.
So what did you do to it?
So I did the exhaust on it.
Yep.
I did the rear suspension.
You said it had glass packs?
It had glass packs. It was obnoxious.
Okay.
Changed all the fluids, redid the ignition on it, cleaned it up quite a bit. It had been stored for, you could tell it was stored for 40 years. Put new tires on it, went through, made sure it's mechanically sound, and drove it.
Now, one of the unique things about the 68 is that it's the first year. So the C3s usually just opens up the door handle, but here you have to push the little...
One year only, this is just a grab handle.
And here's another funny thing. Usually when you buy a classic car, the very first year of production is the year that they built the most of them. Not this year. I think 77, if I remember reading, was the most popular year for the Corvette. They sold like 35,000 of them. But the first year was not the best construction quality I've read.
I will attest to that.
Yeah. And how much are you asking for it?
I'd like to get 23.8.
Okay, all right. And then I noticed that it doesn't have the 350, it's got the 327.
It's got the 327, 300 horse. It's a base model Corvette. Here's the interesting thing about this Corvette.
Yeah.
This was kind of Chevy's loss leader for sales for Corvettes. So they had to advertise one super inexpensive, no options on it, base model, this is it.
So there are no options on this?
Zero options on this car. The only thing that differentiates this car is it's convertible.
So I'm a little torn about that because no options means that you've got things like roll-up windows, which means they won't break.
That's right, yeah.
But no air conditioning?
No air conditioning, no power steering, no power brakes. Car's light enough, you know, the no power steering, it makes it kind of fun.
Yeah. It looks like it's, you know, a car that has the original, because if you go in here, Cole, you'll see that it says it's got, maybe from this side it'll be easier, it's got 65,000 miles?
That's correct, and I just confirmed that is accurate.
Okay, because it's a 5-digit speedometer, and oftentimes they roll over. So how did you confirm that it's actually 65?
So when I listed this for sale, I was contacted by the person that pulled it out of the garage that it was stored in for 40 years and bought it in the estate.
Okay.
And so he knew the original owners, and he knew when they bought it and where it's been its whole life.
Okay, so we've got some provenance that this is not 165,000 mile car, but a 65,000 mile car.
Yeah, and you know, when I had it up on the rack and I was going through the suspension, you can tell it's never been replaced and it's still very tight.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Yeah.
The other thing that kind of makes it unusual, of course, is that it's a convertible, and I love the fact that it's not a powered convertible, it's a manual convertible. What kind of shape is this top in?
The top was replaced by the previous owner, so it's fairly new.
Okay. So
and I
is it watertight?
It's not watertight, it's water resistant.
Which means if it starts raining, you're going to get water
wet.
pouring
You're
on
going to get wet, yeah. Yeah, so
let's pull it out.
I think the only time it's been up is when I took it out to take pictures.
It's not bad. Yeah.
No, it's very clean, and
Yeah.
it snaps, and you can see the windows in good shape. And I put a towel in there because
You don't like
they get scratched.
the windows, yeah, the plastic gets
Yeah.
scratched. That's very thoughtful.
Yeah.
I like that. And if you had the regular non-convertible, there would be a little trunk back here that you can get at.
There's a space.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't get to it from the outside, but there's much more space. But the top takes up all this space.
Yeah, so you're kind of losing
It,
space, but you're gaining the sun.
yes, exactly.
What was the original color?
It was called Corvette Bronze, which is actually a really neat color, and it's a shame that they painted it. It's a neat yellow.
Yeah.
And this happens to be a Corvette color. It's Safari Yellow. So
Well, that's good. At least they got that right.
Yeah.
Nice. I don't want to slam it. And it looks like the fiber, I'm not sure it's fiberglass. I think 63 was the last year, maybe not. I thought these later ones were more like a composite. Like the new Corvettes are definitely a composite.
The new ones are definitely composite. I think these might be all
Fiberglass?
fiberglass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can tell on the,
That's probably metal.
that's probably metal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would say, does it pass emissions, but it doesn't have to?
It doesn't have to, but it's probably one of my cleaner running vehicles.
Okay.
Let me close this.
I like the exhaust pump poking out those little
yeah, the
holes out
little
the back.
notches for them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really nice. That's a nice touch.
And it's got all new exhaust on it, front to back, and it's a factory style exhaust, but it's got Borla mufflers on it.
I think the hubcaps are also original.
They're original. Yep.
Yeah, which is nice.
Yep.
And I like that you went with the Firestones,
classic
with the white out.
Yeah, that had to happen.
Yeah.
It just looks right on this car.
And you said for the most part everything works. That can work, right? So the headlights pop up, the windshield wipers come out.
Yep. Those are
Okay.
two important ones on the Corvette. Is that those two work because they run off vacuum. So all the vacuum sealed. Oh, it's got a new radiator in it. It's
Okay.
got all new ignition. I think I told you that.
Yeah.
It's got a new carburetor on it.
Oh, that's great. So you replaced the carb.
I replaced it, and I also tuned it. So that's what if it has problems because I tuned it.
All right, I'll come.
Yeah.
I'll come get you if it starts running rough. The wonderful thing, like I said about it, is in Colorado, 76 or older doesn't have to do emissions.
That's correct.
So
Yeah.
it qualifies for classic car
Yep.
plates, which is nice.
Yep.
And you said the wheel is smaller because the wheel doesn't tilt or telescope.
The wheel
right?
does not tilt telescope. I think I went 1 inch smaller because it still needs a big wheel to crank it around. But
Yeah.
that wheel looks way cooler than the stock
original
one.
big, like
yeah,
a-
and I'll bring you the
like
stock one.
like a school bus wheel.
It is. It is.
And the best thing from my point of view is the fact that it's a manual.
Yeah.
A 3-speed.
Yeah.
They also made a 4-speed.
They did. So that is what makes this car so rare. I'm not saying it's the most desirable.
Right.
But it's rare.
Yeah. You know, I always love and I don't want to call myself a Corvette guy, even though I'm becoming one, I guess.
No.
But I always love how when you're talking about classic American cars, it's like, it's the only one in yellow that has, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I don't really care about that.
That's how it's.
But it is a big deal.
It's to some people. Like
Yeah.
I said, it may not be desirable, but it's rare.
And you know, I don't know what percentage of the cars, especially the early cars, were manuals, but they're certainly more rare than the automatics. And a 3-speed automatic would just take the life out of it.
I agree. I
know?
would never even get in one.
Yeah, and then I believe they built these from 68 to 82 or 83.
That sounds right. 82, I think.
Yeah,
63s.
and then I think in 73,
Oh yeah.
they went from changing the way the horsepower is like they used to do
It
the
was net versus gross.
gross, yeah. So it used to be 350,
Yeah.
and then they went to like 280.
Yeah.
So officially this has 300
This
horsepower.
is gross horsepower, 300.
Yeah.
They also changed the bumpers, so this is chrome bumper C3.
Yeah, I love the chrome bumpers.
Yeah.
I think when you get to the later ones and they've got those like funky
plastic.
plastic bumpers that stick out the back, yeah, I just don't love it. And then in the 80s, they went to Crossfire, which was like their first fuel
Yep.
injection, and those cars are just a train wreck.
Yep.
So
I agree.
So this seems like
This one's simple.
yeah, it's easy, it's workable. You can have a little bit of fun fixing it. And gosh, I don't know about the yellow. I mean,
it grows on you.
it does grow on you. And my biggest fear is I would love to change it, but you start pulling the paint off, and God knows what's hiding.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
That's
I don't
my
know.
fear.
You know, was it ever in an accident? You know?
So from what I'm told, and
Yeah.
I saw pictures of it being pulled out.
Okay.
It looked as if it had never been in an accident. It was the original paint.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't tell. You know, I've been underneath it and looked around it and can't see any damage. There's definitely not frame damage.
That's great.
Yep.
I think we'll keep it yellow. It pops on camera.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, let's take it for a test ride.
That sounds good.
All right, cool. So it's funny. I always thought of the Corvette as being kind of the American sports car, you know? And yet I think, especially this generation, it's more of a GT, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Right, it's light, but nevertheless, it's still very softly sprung and very comfortable.
It is.
And I'm also amazed at just how little air is coming in here.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I noticed that this morning when it was cold out.
Yeah.
That the air kind of blows over. You're sitting inside the car.
Yeah, this is the definition of sitting inside the car.
Yeah.
No, we have no lap belts, so free lap belts.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, no, sorry, we have no shoulder belts.
We have no shoulder. We have lap.
We have lap belts, yeah. So no crashing.
I don't know if that's a good thing to have lap belts.
Yeah, I don't know. Your head smashes through the windshield, but your body stays put. Yeah, I agree. So how much have you driven it? Did you get a chance? So when you got it, and was it drivable when you got it?
It was not drivable when I got
Okay.
it. You know, I don't think it was safe to drive when I got it.
Yeah.
So I spent last spring and beginning of summer getting it roadworthy.
Okay.
And getting it tuned and getting it the way I wanted it to drive.
Tell me it didn't have like the dry rotted tires.
It had dry rotted tires.
Of course it did.
When I got and flat spotted.
Oh God.
The tires, I think the best I could figure was they were from 1990.
Okay.
So needed replacing. That and the exhaust were the two big ones that needed to be replaced.
It feels remarkably tight for a 1968 Corvette.
Yeah.
Like there's not a lot of rattles. The steering is very good. The brakes are good, even though they're manual.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an easy car to drive.
It is, and I think that has a lot to do with the low mileage on it. But yeah, it's a really tight car.
The only thing that I'm going to have issues with is getting used to the fact that first is straight down,
Yeah.
as opposed to straight up where normally it would be.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's reverse.
And then you have the H pattern to confuse you even more.
Yeah. Yes. You think they would have done like a dog leg left or something?
Yeah.
Come on, Chevy engineers. If you're still alive, why'd you do that? And it's actually surprisingly perky.
It is.
For a car that probably has lost some of the ponies out of the barn.
Yeah. It's a light car. And V8 with a lot of torque, it scoots it pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, that's Ford. We're not exactly killing it, but you know what?
Yeah, it makes the right noises.
It makes the right noises, and what I love about it is it's just a time capsule. You feel like you're back in '68,
it's
right?
Very cool, yeah.
I feel like we should go protest the Vietnam War.
Exactly.
Drop some acid.
Was '68 the ones they gave to the astronauts?
It might have been.
I think it was, yeah.
And go watch the moon landing.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to let our videographer get a little ahead of us here, and then I'll see how it accelerates in first gear. Have you tried a burnout? Does it do a burnout? I'm not going to do it, but I'm just curious.
I mean, of course I've tried a burnout.
Okay, and?
It'll do a burnout.
Okay, it'll do a burnout. All right, here we go. I'm not going to do a burnout, but I will accelerate hard. And we're keeping up with the pickup truck. And the shifter is surprisingly easy.
It is, yeah.
I have to say, like out of all the...
So it took a little adjustment to get it to shift like that.
Okay, so you had a...
It was clunky when I got it.
Yeah. All right, well, this gives us an opportunity to let it run a little bit. Well, I gotta go... try a second. There's not a lot of choices.
No.
3 gears, so that's floored. Not bad.
I mean, for a 57-year-old car.
Yeah, she's got some life in her.
All original.
Yeah, my biggest problem is I wear my sneakers and there's no place for me to rest my foot.
It's got a tight footwell.
Yeah, if this had a bigger steering wheel, there's no way I could get in it.
Yeah, like I said, I'll bring you the other steering wheel so you can laugh at how big it is.
And so how'd you get this transmission to be so smooth? What'd you do to it?
Well, I changed the oil. I think it had never been changed, but I changed the oil. But no, it's got adjustments on the linkage.
Okay. And then you replaced the carburetor because I'm guessing the other one was all gupped up.
Yeah, the other one, it had a rebuilt carburetor on it, but it was the wrong year carburetor for the car. So I just got the right carburetor for the car.
So this is the original 68 carburetor that would have had.
It would have been, yes, it's the right number carburetor.
And they made a lot of changes from 68 to 69, and you said that could be a tricky thing on these cars, because if you want parts, some are unique to the 68.
There are a few parts that are unique to 68.
Like, what should I be worried about?
I don't know if I'd be worried about anything, but it's just, when you're replacing parts, you just have to be aware that it's a 68. For one thing, the door handles is the one I found out first.
Yeah, for sure. I like this car a lot. I could see myself on a Sunday actually touring the state of Colorado. I think it would be a lot of fun.
That's what it's for.
I think, not that you're short, but I think this is a much better car for people of shorter stature.
It fits me well. I think it's made for me.
I got the seat as far back as I can go.
You look a little awkward.
Yeah, and I wonder if we put the top down, if my head will be hitting the top.
Probably.
Yeah. These Corvettes, not this one, but the post-70s are kind of the malaise era of Corvette.
Yeah.
And they don't have a lot of value. You can get a C3 77, 78, 79, right? For like, if it's in good condition, maybe 13K.
Yeah.
If it's in crap condition, maybe 7K. And people just don't want them because they were choked with emissions.
Choked with emissions. They don't have the character that the early ones had.
Yeah, they don't have the chrome bumpers.
Chrome bumpers, yeah.
And so if you want a C3 Corvette, I think you got to go, pre-70.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Or 73 maybe. I don't know when the emissions came in, but certainly, pre-emissions era. And the most beautiful thing that I think defines these cars is that Coke bottle shape, right?
Yeah, very curvy.
That's what makes them so nice. All right, I like the car a lot. I think the best way to describe it is honest. So would you take 10K for it?
Close. I like how you started low.
15?
Let's keep going.
20?
A little more.
21?
How about 22.8?
Done. You got a deal.
Sounds great. Sounds great.
I think that's a hell of a bargain, because I can see the love and the attention that you put into it. And if I had to do it, it wouldn't happen. And if I had to get my mechanic to do it, it would be much more expensive. So I feel like I'm getting a bargain. Thank you very much, Tony. You've made me a very happy man. And you guys, I think the next video we're going to do is we're going to take this Corvette and we're going to go drag race it against their 68 California Special Mustang. V8 versus V8, manual versus automatic. And then, we've got our chase car over there, the Maverick. So I'm thinking, maybe we'll throw in the Maverick, because I'm betting that one might be faster.
I think that one will probably beat them both. Yeah.
Than both these classic cars. All right, guys, head on over to alltfl.com for more news, views, and real-world reviews. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.